Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today, we've got some exciting news that's going to put a big smile on a lot of faces, especially if you're a Social Security beneficiary born between the 1st and 10th of any month. Picture this. It's Wednesday, February 12th, 2025, and a $2,000 Social Security check could be hitting your bank account or mailbox, depending on your setup. That's right. $2,000. Now, I know what you're thinking. Am I eligible for this? How does it work? And how do I make sure I don't miss out? Well, stick with me, because we're about to unpack everything you need to know about this payout. How the Social Security Administration figures out who gets what, why some folks might see that sweet $2,000 mark or more, and what you can do to maximize your benefits. This is all straight from the experts, including info you can double-check yourself at du.ssa.gov, the SSA's official site. We'll cover the payment schedule, how your benefits are calculated, tips to boost your payout, and what to do if something goes wrong. Oh, and if you love getting the full scoop on money matters like this, don't forget to hit that subscribe button at the end. I'd love to keep you in the loop. All right, let's get rolling. So, let's start with the big news. If your birthday falls between the 1st and 10th of any month, doesn't matter the year, you're in line to get your Social Security payment on February 12th, 2025. That's this coming Wednesday, if you're watching this around the time it drops on March 10th, 2025, though I know most of you will catch this later. Anyway, this is a huge deal, because for some of you, that payment could be as high as $2,000 or even more, depending on a bunch of factors we'll dig into. Anthony Lane wrote all about this in an article published today, March 10th, 2025, and he's spotlighting how these payments are a lifeline for millions of Americans. Retirees, folks with disabilities, survivors, you name it. The SSA has this whole system set up to make sure everyone gets their money on time, and it's based on your birth date. If you're born between the 1st and 10th, February 12th is your day. Born between the 11th and 20th, you're looking at February 19th, and if your birthday's between the 21st and 31st, mark February 26th on your calendar. It's a staggered schedule, so they don't overload the system. Pretty smart, right? But for now, let's focus on that February 12th crowd, because that's where the $2,000 buzz is happening. Now, you might be wondering, why $2,000? Is that guaranteed? Well, not exactly. It's not like everyone's getting a flat $2,000 check. The amount you get depends on a bunch of stuff, like your earnings history, when you started claiming benefits, and even little tweaks like cost of living adjustments. The average Social Security benefit for retired workers in 2025 is around $1,976 a month, which is pretty close to that $2,000 mark. But some folks, especially those with solid earnings records or who waited longer to claim, could easily hit or exceed it. Imagine you worked a high-paying job for years, paid into Social Security like a champ, and held off claiming until you were 70. Your check could be way above average, maybe $2,480 or more. Meanwhile, someone who retired early at 62 might see something closer to $1,400. It's all about your personal story. And that's what makes this so fascinating. To find out where you stand, you can hop on to www.ssa.gov, set up a My Social Security account, and peek at your estimated benefits. It's like a sneak preview of your financial future. Let's break down how the SSA figures this out, because it's not just random. First up, your earnings history. The SSA looks at your 35 highest earning years. Yep, 35. If you worked longer than that, they cherry-pick the best ones. And if you worked less, they fill in the gaps with zeros, which drags your average down. Oh, and there's a cap. Last year in 2024, it was $168,600. Anything you earned above that in a given year doesn't count toward your Social Security calculation. So, if you were a big-shot exec pulling in $300,000 a year, only $168,600 of that gets factored in. Still, higher earnings within that cap mean a bigger payout. Say you averaged $60,000 a year over your top 35. That's going to land you a nicer check than someone who averaged $30,000. It's all math, and the SSA's got this formula that bends the curve so lower, earners get a bit more help proportionally. But the more you put in, the more you get out, up to a point. Next big factor, when you started claiming benefits. This is where you've got some control, and it can make or break that $2,000 dream. If you claimed early, like at 62, which is the youngest you can start, your benefits take a hit, sometimes up to 30% less than what you'd get at your full retirement age, or FRA. That FRA depends on when you were born. For anyone born in 1960 or later, it's 67. Claim at 62, and that $2,000 check at FRA might shrink to $1,400. But here's the flip side. Wait past your FRA, and you get a bonus, 8% more per year, up to age 70. So, if your FRA benefit is $2,000, waiting until 70 will give you a total of $3,200. 70 bumps it to $2,480. That's a 24% boost just for holding off. I knew a guy, my uncle's buddy, who waited until 70 because he was still working part-time, and his check is fat, over $2,500 a month. Meanwhile, my neighbor took it at 62 because he couldn't wait, and he's kicking himself, now seeing $1,300 instead. Timing's everything. Then there's the cost of living adjustment, or COLA, which is like a little gift from the SSA each year. In 2025, they bumped benefits by 2.5% to keep up with inflation. Think rising grocery prices, gas, rent, all that jazz. So, if your base benefit was $1,927 last year, that 2.5% nudge brings it to about $1,976, close to that $2,000 mark we're talking about. It's not a huge jump, but it helps, especially if you're already near the top end. And don't forget spousal or survivor benefits. If you're married, you might snag up to 50% of your spouse's benefit if it's higher than yours. Like, if they're getting $2,200, you could pull $1,100, even if your own work record's lighter. Widows or widowers can get 100% of what their spouse was getting, but only if they wait until FRA. My cousin's mom did that after her husband passed, and she's living better now because of it. It's all these little pieces coming together. So, how do you make sure you're maxing out that $2,000 or more on Wednesday? Let's talk strategy, because there are some moves you can still make. First, if you haven't claimed yet, think hard about delaying. I get it. Not everyone can wait until 70. Maybe you need the cash now, or your health's shaky. But if you can swing it, even waiting a year or two past 62 makes a difference. Claim at 62 and get $1,400. Wait till 65, and it might creep up to $1,700. Every month counts. Second, check your earnings record on that My Social Security account. Mistakes happen. Maybe your employer goofed reporting your wages in 1998, and it's dragging your average down. Fix it now, and your benefit could jump. My friend's dad found a missing year from his trucking days, corrected it, and bam, $200 more a month. Third, if you're still working, consider sticking it out a bit longer. Those extra years could replace a low-earning year, like that summer job at Dairy Queen in '85, and boost your top 35. And if you're married, play smart with spousal benefits. Maybe claim your spouse's first, let your own grow, then switch later. It's like a chess game with your retirement cash. Okay, let's talk about getting that payment on time, because nobody wants to miss out on February 12th. Direct deposit is your best friend. Set it up at www.ssa.gov, and your money's there faster than Usain Bolt running the 100-meter. Paper checks? They work, but they're slower, and mail can get funky. Monitor your My Social Security account to see when it's coming and catch any hiccups. Keep your info fresh. Moved recently? New bank? Tell the SSA ASAP, or that check's going to your old address or account. I had a neighbor who forgot to update after switching banks, and it took weeks to sort out. Stress City. Report changes quick, and you're golden. If there's a delay, say it's Thursday, and nothing's there, call the SSA at 1-800-772-1213 or check online. Don't panic. It's usually fixable. So, there you go. Everything you need to know about that $2,000 Social Security check hitting on Wednesday, February 12th, 2025, for the 1st to 10th birthday crew. It's your money, your lifeline, and with a little know-how, you can make it work harder for you. Hop on w.ssa.gov to check your eligibility, tweak your plan, and get ready for that deposit. All right, folks, that's the mega breakdown. Hope it got you pumped for payday. If you loved this deep dive, or if you're one of the lucky ones cashing in, drop a comment below. I'd love to hear your story. And please, if you want more money tips like this, hit that subscribe button right now. It's free, it's quick, and it keeps us rolling with content you'll love. Thanks for hanging out through this epic rundown. Catch you next time.